I have been testing out this sleep technology for 1,400 hours over the past 6 months, and it's my bed. I have been using the 8 Sleep Pod Pro since the middle of 2021, and I've absolutely loved it. It has completely changed the game for me, and that is why I'm making this video. The biggest negative, unfortunately, of having this fantastic mattress is that anytime I do travel, I do not get very good sleep. It significantly affects the quality of my sleep until I can get back home to my fancy smart mattress. Okay, so there are plenty of pros and cons to having a smart mattress like the 8 Sleep Pod Pro. So I'm publishing this video in addition to the previous video that I made on the topic, and I'll leave a link to that first video somewhere in one of these corners. But this video should be the full list of things that I like and dislike about the 8 Sleep Pod Pro in my experience over the past 6 months. First off, what does the 8 Sleep Pod Pro even do? Basically, the 8 Sleep is a smart mattress that allows you to control the temperature of your bed through the different phases and stages of sleep. That means you can have a completely different temperature in your bed during when you're falling asleep, REM sleep when you're waking up, and all of the different stages in between. So the temperature of the mattress cover itself ranges from 55 degrees on the cold end to 110 degrees on the hot end, and it's infinitely customizable in between. You can either choose to set it up with the degree temperature or using their scale of 1 through 10 on both the cold and the hot side. The temperature change itself is made possible through tubes that go through the cover of the mattress that distribute the hot or cold water to change the temperature of the bed as you're sleeping in it. The actual heating and cooling of the water happens in the base unit that sits next to your bed, and it sends the water over to this mattress cover, so there's no real concern for safety or comfort when it's heating and cooling the water. So let's now talk about some of the coolest features of this mattress that I especially like. Not only can this mattress keep the perfect temperature while you're sleeping throughout the night, but it also tracks certain sleep insights as you're sleeping, and it can wake you up in the morning with a custom vibration and heat alarm. Did I mention it also tracks your heart rate variability, and sleep score, among many other things throughout the night, and it sends all of this data over to Apple Health. That's pretty awesome. You know, if you're a subscriber to this channel, that I absolutely love it when companies like this that collect a lot of data are able to send that data to a useful repository like Apple Health or something similar, and I'm super happy that they chose to do this with their data at 8 Sleep. So kudos to the team for making that happen. They've even recently updated their heart rate and heart rate variability algorithms, so as time goes on, these algorithms get even more accurate. According to their most recent update, compared to medical grade ECG, the pod now tracks HR with 99% accuracy. But we may want to wait until the quantified scientist gets a hold of that claim and he's able to test it with his fancy equipment, and we will all be interested in seeing that result. But suffice to say at this point that they are working hard to make sure those algorithms are as accurate as possible. You can also use the 8 Sleep app to track your sleep score during the night, which you can track over the course of multiple days, and it helps you get insight into the amount of sleep you're getting as well as the quality of that sleep and how that changes over time. The app also lets you set an alarm, which is a fancy vibration style alarm within the bed itself that lets you wake up without a blaring iPhone alarm to start your day. You can also control the level of vibration that it uses, so if you're a light or a heavy sleeper, it's got you covered. You can even combine this alarm with temperature so it can get warmer in order to wake you up in the morning and help with that gentle rise and calm wake up to the morning. I tend to use the heat in addition to a very, very quiet iPhone alarm. I'm a fairly light sleeper, so that tends to work perfectly for me, but everyone gets to customize this in the way that they want to, which I think is fantastic. Also important, if you share a bed, all of these controls are able to be customized on the 2 different sides of the bed, which means you can control your own settings and your partner can control their settings, and those do not have to mix. Even your alarms, temperature settings, and sleep data are all separated across the 2 halves of the bed, which is a great way to separate all of that data. I also tried out their Carbon Air memory foam pillow that has a little gel on one side that allows you to have that cold side of the pillow feeling throughout the entire night. I personally did not like them very much. If you're not used to a memory foam pillow that's solid memory foam, it may not be perfectly comfortable for you. I've gotten comfortable with my current pillow, which is a bunch of pieces of ripped memory foam all combined together in a pillow. I've been using that for a while, and after trying a bunch of pillows, you kind of settle on one that you really, really like, and that's the one that works for me. Okay, so does having the 8 Sleep Pod Pro actually make a difference? So sleep is incredibly important to our health and our overall well-being. So many studies have shown that increased sleep and increased quality of sleep will lead to improvements in physical health, recovery, mental health, and many other elements of your life. There are also a ton of professional athletes who are using 8 Sleep. You can see on their website, which is super cool, and they're using this type of recovery or improved recovery to get better at their specific sports. Even more than the physical health benefits, the aspect of waking up refreshed in the morning is, you can't put a price on that, I don't think. And I think as you get to experience that level of refreshment, and if you can use any sort of tool to make that even better, I think that it's worth it, and that's why I've really enjoyed using the 8 Sleep so far. While I was testing this mattress cover, I actually moved from Phoenix, Arizona to Salt Lake City, Utah. And as you probably know, those have very different temperature ranges. While I was living in Phoenix, it could be 90 plus degrees during the night, which is absolutely just awful, and trying to get some sleep with 6 fans on full blast and barely any blankets on the bed is not a comfortable feeling, and it's not something that I enjoyed. But with the 8 Sleep Pod Pro, I was able to keep my bed at a much cooler temperature than the outside air, and I was able to have a comfortable sleep, and that made a huge difference for me while living there. Then I moved up to Utah, Salt Lake City, where below freezing temperatures at night is not uncommon, especially during the winter, things like 15, 20 degrees while you're trying to sleep, and I don't own enough blankets for that to make sense. So using the 8 Sleep to keep the temperature much higher was very helpful to me, and it kept it at a more even temperature that I enjoyed, especially as the temperatures outside varied significantly during the night. Okay, so let's get to a final verdict. And in order to do that, we should talk about the price. If you go to their website, you'll see that the 8 Sleep Pod Pro, even just the cover, is selling for over $1,500, which is crazy expensive. So if that's outside of your price range, that I would just throw it on the bucket list, and that's probably the end of the search. But if you happen to already be in the market for a mattress, mattresses are crazy expensive, and I'm honestly not entirely sure why, so you might as well try and find one that has some cool features in addition to just something to sleep on. So I'm not a great salesperson, but if I was, I would totally try to convince you to use the 8 Sleep Pod Pro, because I have enjoyed it so much while I've been able to use it. The effect that heating and cooling my bed has had on my sleep has been absolutely phenomenal, and it's held up really, really well. We haven't had any issues. We even moved with it and just plugged it right back in, and everything worked like a charm. So no issues, no leaks, no problems. Everything has worked fantastically. I will say though, on the price, when we're talking about something that's over $1,500, 8 Sleep is almost always running sales. So you should really expect to see at least a discount of $150. I'll leave a link in the description of this video that usually has some pretty steep discounts on it. If you don't see a discount on the site, I would wait till the next holiday, because they almost always run sales. And the link that I put in the description should also give you a discount and helps you support this channel, which I really appreciate and makes a huge difference. So hopefully this video was helpful to you. If you have any questions or want me to test something specific, leave that in the comment section below. I answer all the comments, so let's chat and have a great rest of your day.